Hello, happy new year, and welcome to another episode of Contemporary Living, where we provide lifestyle solutions for everyday living. We are the platform of champions. Yes, that's what I said. Champions like you, champions like us. We've been listening to a lot of DJ Khaled. You know him. I call him DJ Khalid. He's got this new song. Well, I think it's new, called God Did. Andre's been listening to a lot of that. And I love that verse. You either win with us or you watch us win. Because guess what? Either way, right? We winning in 2023. Now let's go ahead and let's claim that. All right. I want everybody to claim that. And we are just so glad that you decided to join us for our first live of the year. Yes, this is our first live of the year, and we have a birthday celebration in order. Can you guess who it is? Yes. Yes, friends. Today is civil rights leader Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. He was born January 15th, 1929, and he would have been 94 today. So happy birthday to you. I ain't ready for that. Oh, no, y'all ain't ready for that. But yes, we want to salute him and just say happy birthday, happy heavenly birthday, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Now, as I was thinking on his birthday today, I wonder if Black people as a group, I'm not talking about your individual success or my individual success, but I'm talking about as a group. I wonder if we would be better positioned today if he had not been assassinated. I mean, it's no secret, after the civil rights movement, Dr. King became interested in the economic growth and development of Black people. Well, I mean, we won't ever know that outcome, but I just thought about it. But of course, there is always still plenty of opportunity for us to excel economically in America. And if you want to know how, just keep it right here. Keep it locked in on Contemporary Living every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. But you know what? January 15th, it's also another important day, you guys. And it's an important day for anyone that makes a New Year's resolution. Now, let me just say that never stop dreaming on the 31st of December of any year. Never stop dreaming, because I believe, and I've heard a lot of people say, it's just another day or whatever, but I believe it's more than just another day, because the new year, it brings so much promise and celebration and hope for the future. If you look all around the world, there's this global consciousness of positivity on December 31st that you cannot be denied. That positivity on December 31st cannot be denied. And everyone everywhere, they just want to believe that there is hope, and they want to believe that there is an opportunity for a better future. So it's not a regular day. And if you just add, I think, a little effort to your goals this year, 2023, you can make those dreams come true. But I digress. But the reason I said that, why it's an important day, January 15th, for those who, have New Year's goals and resolutions and things like that, because sadly, the 15th of January is the day when, people usually give up on their goals and resolutions. Yep. Today is that day. And I'm here to tell you, don't do that. Stick to the plan this year. Commit to raising your standards by achieving what you set out to do on the 1st or the 31st. All right? Because you deserve it. I'm just so filled today, but I'm excited to get the show started. But of course, we have housekeeping notes. There's some housekeeping we got to do. You can catch any episode of Contemporary Living on the replay, #replay, at E360 TV. You can watch us on E360 TV. You can go to Facebook. You can go to YouTube. And you know what? If you comment #on the replay, you get a chance to win a bag of our Farm Hill. And I got it this time. Hey, here it is. Can you guys see it? There it is, of our Farm Hill medium roast coffee. Or you can hit us up directly at info@contemporaryliving.live.com. That's info@contemporaryliving.live.com. We love sharing our platform. We want to share our platform with you, but we can't do that unless you contact us and let us know what you're doing. And so now what I want to do is just give a shout out to Contemporary Living's Mover and Shaker of the Week. That is event planner extraordinaire and CEO of Ty's Creation, Miss Taisha Smith. I had a slide for her. There she is. Yes. Yes, Queen. Yes. But I just wanted to let you guys know that she was our first guest when Contemporary Living switched to E360 TV from public access. And that was about 2 years ago. And I tell you, Andre and I could not be more proud of what she has accomplished. I mean, Taisha has taken her event planning business to Atlanta, and she has planned events for Rick Ross and other high profile individuals. She has really honed in and perfected her craft. And now she's added a course to her portfolio. It's like a 6-week course, Evolution of Events, where she teaches event planning techniques to future event planners. We wish you nothing but the best in 2023. And she is our shout out for the week for Contemporary Living's movers and shakers. All right. But tonight is really a big night, because we haven't had anyone to talk about the subject that we're talking about tonight. So we're going to talk to Lynn Felder, and her story is so phenomenal. She was a stay-at-home mom to 3, and she has a son who is physically and mentally disabled due to a premature birth. Once the kids got older and didn't have to depend on her as much, she then decided to find a career. So she thought she wanted to teach, but tell God your plans and he just laughs, right? But God had other plans for her. She had always been, a caregiver to her son, for her mom and other family members and friends. So she was led to go into the healthcare field. She was a CNA for 3 years before returning to school to become a licensed vocational nurse. Now, she's been a nurse for 8 years, starting in long-term care and now hospice care, where she has spent the last 5 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome hospice care nurse, Miss Lynn Felder. Lynn, how's it going?
Everything is good. Everything
good is good. To see you. Good to see you. Do you drink coffee, Lynn?
I do. And
well, you know what? I got a bag of Shiro that will be coming your way. Shiro, and just to let you know a little bit about Shiro, this is our coffee that we dedicate to military women veterans. So on the back of the bag, you'll have a military woman veteran featured on the coffee that we send you. I'm so glad you drink coffee, because I do too. Now, I don't know, do you drink it at night?
I don't. Usually I had just a cup in the morning and then
I know, but I'm so glad we were able to make this happen. I know you watch our show, and I'm just so grateful that you do. And we went to high school together, you guys. Yes, we went to South Shore. So if you repping South Shore, if you repping that blue and green, I want you to put something in the comments to say South Shore Tar. Say something. I need to see the blue and green tonight. But we want to get right into the interview, okay? So first thing, tell us a little bit about your background. That's what we like to start with, the origin story.
Okay, so like you stated, I was a stay-at-home mom. After the kids got older, I wanted to kind of find something to do. So I said, I would like to be a teacher, but like you said, I was, a caregiver, caring for family members and everything. So I said, okay, well, I might as well, go into the healthcare field. I was a CNA, and then I became a licensed vocational nurse. I worked on the dementia unit. When I first became a nurse, I was working with our dementia elderly patients, and that was it was fulfilling. I liked it. But my good friend, and I'm gonna say her name, Cassandra Lomax, she has always been a hospice nurse. She's an RN hospice nurse, and she kept saying, "Lynn, you should do hospice." I'm like, "No, that's too sad. I don't want to do that. I don't know, no." But my dementia patients started passing away. And I would be the one by the bed, rubbing their brow, holding their hand, making them comfortable. So then I said, I think I could do this hospice stuff, and that's when I got the hospice nursing.
Now, I want to take it back a little further because, a lot of times, so you've been taking care of the kids the whole time, and now it's coming to what were your emotions or your feelings in making a decision to choose becoming a nurse over a teacher, because that's a real delicate time when you're trying to decide what to do. So what were some of the things, can you recall, that you went through, or some of what did you experience as you were deciding, because a lot of people are undecided right
Right.
now. Mm-hmm.
So when my son was in the NICU, because like you said, he was premature, he was 1 pound, 12 ounces. And when he was in the NICU, his nurse, Debbie Boughton, I want to say her name, she has passed on, but she was wonderful. She became like a part of the family. She would teach me different things and show me different things about the monitors and, what to look for, how he's doing and everything. And she kept telling me, "Lynn, you catch on good. You should go into nursing." And I'm like, no. I want to be here for him. But she kept saying that. And then, as he got older, his prematurity brought on additional illnesses. So he was having seizures. He couldn't walk, until he was 8. And he just had a lot going on. So I stayed in the hospitals a lot with him, in and out of the emergency room, spending the night and everything. And so I made the decision, basically because I said, I think I can better help my son if I really know, what's going on, what to look for, how to handle his illnesses and things that come up. So I think that's what really helped me make my decision.
Now, I mean, hospice, just let's even just talk about dementia. And you know what? It's so interesting that you would mention dementia, because I'm hearing more and more news, or finding out people's parents. That is something serious, because I mean, that individual becomes an entirely different person. So let's talk about a little bit about your dementia experience. Like, what was one story that really resonated or really still stays with you? I'm sure all of them do, but what is the one story that like really sticks out with a dementia patient? And can you just tell us a little bit about what dementia is?
So dementia is a disease that elderly people, not only elderly, but some people get, where their mind is not the same. They can't remember things. Sometimes they become a little combative, a little hard to deal with. And I think it depends a lot on their personality before they got the disease. It was challenging working with dementia patients. I had to do the best that I could, because they had good days and they had bad days, like we all do. We all have good and bad days. But they have a day where I'm trying to give them their medicine and they're like, "No, I'm not taking this. I don't want it." So I try to have to think of little ways to kind of get them to cooperate with me and to take their medicine, because they needed it. So one patient, I knew she liked chocolates and she was okay to have some. So I knew that a way for me to get her to take her medicine was offer her a piece of chocolate. So I would give her a piece of chocolate first, and then she would take her medicine. After that, I kind of gained her trust. And she was really trusting in me. Sometimes she wouldn't take medicine for anybody, but she would take it for me. And so that was an eye opener for me. If I kind of gain their trust and kind of, go along with them and at their pace and not force them to do anything they want to do, and, work with them, it made my job a little easier. So what I
Okay.
did
All
was,
right. I think Latanya said, I'm sorry, I think Latanya said that they lost the sound. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear us. If you're having any issues, just let us know. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but go ahead. Go
Mhm.
ahead, Lynn, please.
So what I did was, I started thinking of different ways with all of the residents that I took care of, and a lot of them like chocolate. Chocolate will take you a long way in the dementia. So, so what I do is I would go shopping at the end of the holiday, like Easter, buy the Easter candy on sale, the Christmas candies that are on sale, and I offer chocolate to a lot of the dementia patients to get them to take their meds,
Mhm.
and it worked. It
Mhm.
worked. Yeah, it worked.
So it's the chocolate. It's the chocolate for the dementia patients. Now I know
Yeah.
one of the other things, and we'll talk about this with hospice care too. But I mean, the families dealing with that, because as a nurse, I mean, not only you are it's not just a patient. When you talk hospice care, when you talk dementia, it's the family members too. So I mean, is there a memorable moment that you had with a family member, one of the families that you were working with one of your patients, one of your dementia patients?
Melissa, I don't brag.
Uh-oh. Say,
Everyone liked me. Everyone. I had a good rapport with all of the families. Um,
good.
they gave us little gifts for Christmas. I would communicate with them what's going on with their loved one, kept everybody abreast, as to what was going on, any changes or whatever. And I just had that kind of relationship with all of the families that, of the people that I took care of. And
Mhm.
I was nurse of the year in 2016 on
Girl.
unit. I was nurse of the
Man,
year. I
I mean,
worked really hard.
I know you did. I know you did. But the reason why I'm just like, I got goosebumps right now, because I believe everyone can't do what you do. Clearly, you're nurse of the year, with a few more titles
Oh
of the
yeah,
year, with
yeah,
a few more titles of the year. Everyone cannot do what you do. It takes a special person. It takes a special spirit to have to deal with that and still, keep your work life balance
yeah.
and deal with patients in the way that you deal with them. I mean, you went the extra mile to say, let me find a way. Let me
Mm.
find a way that makes it easier for my patients. Now, I'm sorry, but not every nurse is like that. Not every no. So I thank God for you. I thank God you are in the position that you're in right now and doing what you do. And I'm glad that you get recognized for what you do. But not everyone is like that. So I want to talk a bit about the life work balance. How do you find the balance between your professional life, because that's a lot to deal with, and your personal life and your family? How do you find that work life balance?
It's hard. It is hard. When I worked in the long-term care facility, it was hard because I always kind of felt like I'm going home, but what did I forget? Did I forget to chart this, or did I forget to make this call, or did it was always in the back of my mind. Believe me, they would call me if I did. So when I didn't get any calls, I was okay. But you have to basically just say, hey, I got to cut that off now. I'm at home with my family. Let me relax myself, watch a nice movie, because it becomes hard. And then if you have a patient, if I had a patient that was in the nursing home that was transitioning, I was worried about that patient. I
Yeah.
would kind of call them sometimes and say, hey,
Yeah.
is so and so okay? What's
Yeah.
going on with it? You can't just let it go completely, but I tried to, do
Right.
the best I can with it.
So I'm trying to figure out how you, because it's a lot you do. So how do you keep your mental wits about you, because it's taxing, it's stressful, it's taxing. So how do you do that? How do you stay grounded, because it's a lot that you do.
It is. So Now, in hospice, we have a phone and we have a tablet that connects us to our company at all times. When I first became a hospice nurse, my phone was always available. My tablet, I would always be looking at emails, checking, to see what was going on with patients or whatever. I kind of have to disconnect myself from that after work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not working, the tablet is off, the phone is off. I kind of tell the patients, make sure you call the 800 number if you need anything. Don't call me because I might not answer. So that's what
Mm-hmm.
I really had to do, like just disconnect myself from the phone and the tablet, the electronics that were connected to the job, disconnect myself from them in order to, come home and be mom, and do rest and relax and everything.
Right, because when I think about, your job, I think about like how cops have to, they deal with that every day.
Mhm.
Felicia just said, God's grace carries us. God's
Yeah.
grace carries us. That's awesome. Thank you, Felicia. But I just think about, how the stress that cops have to deal with and things like that. And just I put you in the same line because dealing with families, dealing with people with dementia, dealing with people who are, at the end of their life, it takes a certain type of personality. All right, Tanya, we are so glad you can hear now. Latanya says, I can hear now. That's awesome. But the question is, what type of personality do you think it takes for someone to be like you? So if I'm looking at this show right now, and it's like I'm thinking about becoming a hospice nurse, it takes a certain type of personality. So can you tell us just a little bit about what you think it takes to to become a hospice nurse or to work with patients who have dementia?
I would say caring and concerning and a genuinely, you know, I wouldn't say nice. Well, I would say nice, but just genuinely caring person. You have to care. I took care of the dementia patients and also the hospice patients as if they were my family members. When I was in the nursing home, I would be in the room, alone with the patient, and I would say, okay, it's an invisible camera up there, it's watching me, and they could see
Right.
me. And that was God.
Hmm.
He sees me. He
Right.
sees what I'm doing to these people. He knows how I treat them. I might not have to answer to anyone else, but I'm going to have to answer to him. So I, just took care of the patients like they were my family members, and just cared about them.
Hmm. Now, how is the schooling, the education piece?
So I'm a licensed practical nurse. I didn't go for my RN. A licensed
Mhm.
practical nurse can go for a vocational. It's not a degree; it's a diploma. So I went, and got
Mhm.
my diploma for a licensed practical nurse. Now I can go further and be an
Okay.
RN, but
Right.
haven't gotten to it yet. So as an LPN, I work under the guidance of an RN. So an RN is always,
Okay.
over. I'm reporting back to them and
Mhm.
letting them know, what's going on with this patient and everything like that. In the
Mhm.
nursing home, we work on our
Okay.
own, but our the manager of the whole nursing home is an RN, so we're working under her. So I'm always working
Okay.
under. Yeah, so it was just as it's
Okay.
taxing
Wonderful.
you. It was just as hard, but
I can imagine. I can imagine that it is just as hard. But yeah,
it
so
is.
we have a lot of people that, a lot of this is aimed toward, our whole motto is, lifestyle solutions for everyday living. So we always look out for people, entrepreneurs, we're looking for people with careers, and we want to know because somebody might be thinking about becoming a hospice nurse. So we
Mm-hmm.
definitely want to talk about the schooling. So you guys, guess what? It's just as hard to get your LPN as it is just about your RN. So hey, if you're thinking about it, just do it. Just buckle down. I would imagine that's what you had to do.
Yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So right now we're gonna take a break and go to a commercial. See, we're at the top. We're just about at the top of that first hour, the first half hour. So we're gonna do a commercial break. But when we come back, I want to know what was your scariest or your saddest or most meaningful hospice experience, and then we're gonna talk about some of the of the responsibilities that you have in being a hospice care nurse when we come back. So stay with us, you guys. Hospice nurse Lynn Felder. We'll be right back. And we're back. That was quick. It was quick. I really wasn't ready, Andre, but we're here now. We are here. Let me just take a sip, you guys. Yes, those are our sponsors. We love putting commercials together and promoting your service or business. And as you can see, we are also looking for individuals to interview toward the latter part of the year. So please, if you are interested in being a part of this platform, get in contact with us. And now we're going to bring Lynn back up. But before we get started again, I forget Andre's going to tell me at the end of the show, hey, you guys, please like and share. Please like and share. It's free and it's so important to us. So if you can hit that like button and share this episode with Hospice Nurse Lynn Felder, we would appreciate that and thank you. Now, Lynn, we're back. So I want to know, like I said when we left, I want to know what was your scariest or saddest moment as a hospice nurse, or as as working in the dementia? Is it a dementia ward, or what would you
It was a
call it?
unit.
Or
It was
working
a
with
unit.
dementia patients?
Mhm.
Okay, the dementia
Um,
unit. So,
so my,
tell us a little about the experience.
you kind of breaking up a little bit.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now. The picture looks frozen, but I can hear
Okay.
you. Okay, now you're back. What did you say?
I said, tell us about your saddest or your scariest experience in the dementia unit or as a hospice nurse.
I'm gonna stick with hospice. And I want to do saddest and scariest. So
Oh
the
yeah.
scariest was COVID by far. It was COVID. COVID was it was a lot. It was a lot. Um, they called the nurses working on the frontline workers, the first responders. They called us the last responders because guess what? That
Oh
patient
yeah.
that COVID that was going to pass away, they came to us, and it was scary. I mean, just thinking about going in generational homes with several family members in the home, and I'm going to see one patient that is on hospice that has COVID, but the whole house has COVID. It was
Hmm.
scary. By far, COVID was the scariest. It was.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Um, the saddest, as always. So, the hospice company that I work for, we don't deal with children, but we do young adults, and most of our patients are seniors. So I want to say that the saddest is always a young mom with a terminal illness with little kids,
Yeah.
that's gonna pass away, and
Yeah.
the family is looking for this guidance on how to explain it to the kids and help them
Mm.
understand. That is the saddest. It's so sad, especially when you come up with patients that are younger than you or even your age. It's sad. It's sad because you
Yeah.
you look at them and say, hey, this could easily be me. It's
Mm.
very, yeah.
Yeah, that is really sad. I just remember my nephew. He was 9 and he died of a glioblastoma
Yeah.
at the house. So I can relate to an experience of what when you lose a loved one at a young age. It's pretty sad. So
It is.
I want to talk about some of your responsibilities as a hospice nurse. So what are some of your responsibilities?
Okay, so as I said earlier, I work under the direction of the RN, but it's a lot that I can do on my own. I assess the patients, get them started on the services when they come on, let them know what to expect from us, what we need from them, kind of keep them comfortable if they're
Yeah.
having any illnesses going on, with maybe illnesses that they had before they came on hospice. We kind of get those under control, so
Mm.
I work closely with the RN, case manager, as well as with the physician.
Okay. All right. And then the next question is what would qualify someone for hospice services?
Usually, a hospice patient has the diagnosis that they have 6 months or less to live. So
Mm.
whatever disease it is that they have or illness that they have, the doctor have deemed them to, be incurable, and say they have 6 months or less to live and they qualify for hospice.
I'm glad you said that because a lot of times, and just me in my ignorance of not knowing, you think hospice, you think, oh, this person's about to die next week. So it doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't necessarily mean the end, right?
Melissa, that
Hmm.
is everyone thinks. Oh, I'm on this service, I'm getting ready to die. We have
Right.
discharged people off of hospice. We have discharged patients off of hospice. They've come on, the doctors have said you have 6 months or less to live. They come on, they get our services. We treat them well, give them that good care,
Yeah.
and next thing you know, a year has passed by and they're still here. Because one
Right.
person knows
Right.
when they're gonna
Right.
go. And that's God. So we
Absolutely.
if we deem them not hospice appropriate, we discharge them and say, hey, we're going to let you go. We're going to give you, another form of care. They'll keep in contact with us. And if you need us again, come on back. So it does mean that you're going to pass away, but sometimes you don't.
So sometimes, we just had a comment. I just wanted to talk to your character. We just had a comment from Ryan Hill. Andre, can you pull that up? And it says, Miss Lynn is a 1 in a million type of person with a heart of gold. That's blue and gold, right? No. She truly is a blessing to all of the people that get a chance to interact with her. Such a big heart. So this, I mean, just the viewers alone, just speaking to your character and pouring into you. So you got to know that you are very necessary. You are very necessary.
I appreciate it.
Now I want to go into patients who have like cultural and their cultural and their religious beliefs. Is that important in hospice? So how do you guys handle that?
It is very important. Most people, so we do home hospice, where we go into the patient's home and take care of them, as well as we see patients in nursing homes. When we go into a patient's home, we have to be mindful of their religious beliefs, of their, religious practices, of their cultural practices. We have to be mindful of that. After all, this is their home. We can't,
Mm-hmm.
So if I go into a home and someone asks me, oh, could you take your shoes off? If I don't want to take my shoes off, I might say, well, can I put a shoe cover on? I have to be mindful of this. This is their home. I can't just say, no, well, I don't want to take my shoes off. I have to be mindful of that. Some Hispanic homes, they have, like I said, generational people in the homes. They have grandparents and great grandparents and the kids. And
Mm-hmm.
when their loved one died, they all come together. I mean, you might be in a house full of 30 or 40 people in a Hispanic household when their loved one has passed away. You have to be mindful of that. You have to respect that. Muslims, they want to be buried right away. A lot of them don't even believe in, embalming. So, you have to work with the family to make sure that they have everything in place, to the funeral home and everything. So you definitely have to be mindful of the cultural beliefs, and let me not forget LGBTQ. This is their lifestyle. Okay. This is their home. You have to respect that. Respect their lifestyle. Give them the respect that they deserve. Also, that's also mandatory in this field.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Now, some people think that when their loved ones are put, in hospice services or put on hospice services, all the medical and all the treatments are stopped. Is that true? Can you expand on that?
I can. So aggressive treatment is stopped.
Yeah.
So like if a person is coming on hospice for cancer and they were taking chemotherapy and radiation, that's stopped.
Right.
But if this person gets an infection, say like a urinary tract infection, will we get antibiotics for this patient? Yes, because that's comfort care. If this patient, has joint pain, will we try to get them some pain medicine or something for their joint? Yes, because that's comfort care. So aggressive treatment is stopped. Anything aggressively for that disease that they're on hospice for, that's stopped. But they have a choice to say, hey, the doctor said that this is what my diagnosis, what my prognosis is. I don't believe that. I don't want to do. I want to go and seek further treatment. If they want to do that, then they revoke from hospice. They go off hospice. They go and seek further treatment, and maybe they get the answers that they're looking for. Maybe they don't. Can they come back? Right. Sure, they can. They can come back. Yeah. But anything that they have that's geared towards their disease, and they want to seek aggressive treatment, we don't do that. But for comfort, we try to keep them as comfortable as possible. If that means that their blood pressure is up and we've taken them off blood pressure medicine, we can start that blood pressure medicine back again. We want to keep them comfortable.
So another question is like, how have you ever had the responsibility of just having to explain or prepare a family for hospice, for their loved one? Like, I know people are just, it's a very emotional. I know it's probably emotional. It's volatile. It's a lot of things going on, because like, even as I think about it, if that should happen to my mom, or if that should happen to, a loved one in my family, like, how do you as a hospice nurse deal with that? And what can you recommend telling the families of how to go about, making sure that the patient is fine?
So hospice companies, they have a way of bringing patients in. The patients will meet the admission nurse and talk to them, and they will explain everything to them, that you're on hospice, this is why, and this is what's going to happen. Does the explanation stop there? No. When the
Right.
nurse come in and speak to them, we're explaining again. If they need more explanation, if they need the social workers are available. We have chaplains, the explanations of hospice goes on and on and on. If the
Mhm.
family doesn't understand, hopefully what we try to do is keep the lines of communication open. Any questions that you may have, is there anything, I let them know. No question is dumb. Anything that you want to know about, let me know. If I can't tell you, I'm going to get the answer for you. I'm going to try to get it for you.
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
like that teaching is ongoing. And the thing that I've learned in hospice is you have to meet the family where they are.
Right.
You
That
have
that's critical.
that it is, because mama might be on hospice and she might not be eating, but our culture is, hey, you got to eat to live. So we're going to be
Right.
trying to feed our people because we want mama to eat, we want mama to eat so she can live. I
Right.
don't I want to explain to this family that mom may not need that nourishment anymore because she's getting ready to
Right.
pass. But
Right.
I'm still gonna try to feed my mama. Okay, just be careful. Then I have to educate you on choking and all of that. Just be careful. But eventually they get it. Sometimes they don't. But we just
Mhm.
have to meet them where they are. And it's
Okay.
always educating, constantly educating them.
Mhm. And then, what other hospice services, or what other services are offered by hospice?
So hospice, like I said, they offer a social worker. The social worker comes in handy for, like, okay, FMLA papers, getting the patient
And
like
what's
in home care,
FMLA for those who might not know?
Family Medical Leave Act. So if mom
Okay.
is if the daughter is taking care of the mom, she might need some extra time off work. So these
Right.
papers will allow her to take the time off the work and keep her job. So social
Mhm.
workers, that they might help with in-home care. Sometimes they need a little extra hand, in the house taking care of the patient. Placement into a nursing home. Some families want to try really hard to keep their family member at home, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So they might say,
Mhm.
okay, well, I might have to put them in a nursing home. So social workers help with that. Social workers, I'm telling you, are the best in hospice. I mean, they do a lot, as well as chaplain. Some people
Okay.
wanted to talk to the chaplain, get a little prayer. Sometimes a chaplain is good for just a listening ear. If they have something that they want to talk about, something that they want to get off their chest, the chaplain is there just to listen to them and keep them comfortable. Um,
Mhm.
as well as our hospice offers a musical therapist. So the musical therapist comes in and plays music for the patient.
How wonderful.
It's so nice, Melissa. At first,
Yeah.
when I thought about it, I'm like, I don't know about that. It is so nice, and the musical therapists don't only play what they want; they play what the patient want. One
Oh.
musical therapist was the Temptations, "Ain't Too Proud to Beg" on a guitar for one of the
Oh,
patients, because that's what
wow.
they hear, and that music
Yeah.
relaxes them, yeah, and gets them in a good mood. So
Man,
those are
that put me
some
in
of
a
the.
good mood just hearing that, because music, I mean, music does really soothe the soul, and it's just a
Yes,
universal language. That's beautiful.
yes, it's
That
so nice. It's so nice. She was
Mhm.
playing Ain't Too Proud to Bed. I'm in the background doing the moves like the tip. And the patient is like, it was nice. It was so
Oh,
nice.
wow. So
Hmm.
I want to talk to, like, Ryan Hill. Thank you again for the comment that you made. I want to talk to your character. I mean, you are a special lady. Like, I can't say that enough, Lynn. You are a special lady. I mean, and no wonder you get recognized in public service in so many different circles. But so is that just public service? Is that just it for you? I know we were talking earlier. Is that just like, what is that? What does that mean to you when I say the words public service?
It means a lot. I'm all about helping. I've always been like that. I was the kid that used to bring the stray cat home, and try to help them out and fatten them up. And my friends that had babies, I was like their babysitter when they wanted to go out and I didn't have kids. So I was always the type of person that's willing to help. And I guess I learned this about myself as I got older, because it came so natural to me. When I was young, I didn't know that that's what it was. But now as I've gotten older, I know that it's just all about helping people. I mean, so this hospice job and the nursing home job, it just all fell into place and came naturally for me, because I'm about helping people. That's just what I like to do.
Now, did any of that rub off on the kids? Do you have like your little mini me, or did any of that rub off on the kids, Lynn?
It did. My kids are very thoughtful, and not as much as mom, but
Right.
with their brother being disabled, they're very good with him, hands on. They're very they help take care of him. They do. I mean, I tip my hat off to both of I have 3 children. My daughter, she's getting ready to have her baby in her own family, but she's like, hey mom, if you need me, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for my brothers, and then my youngest, he, whenever I need him, they're really good with their brothers. So they don't do as much as I do, but they're really good
Right.
with their brothers.
And I'm just telling you, Lynn, the comments are just pouring in. Jackie J said, yes, she is. She is a true servant of the community. I am a very proud advisor. Thank you so much, Jackie J, for your comment. I know it just speaks it. I'm just overwhelmed with just feeling good feelings, good positive energy that I feel coming from you. I mean, it's just wonderful. Christina, we got some more comments coming in. Christina Griffith says, this is very informative, as I have had someone on hospice and it was a struggle to understand the process. I'm so glad that you could come to the show and watch Lynn talk about it, because it is, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of things, and sometimes those things involve hospice care. Sometimes those things involve dementia. But I want to talk about you as we close, actually, as we start to wrap things up. Tell me, what's Lynn doing in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, Melissa, I want to have homes in the community for people with disabilities. My kids have told me, hey, if anything happens to you, mom, we got our brother. I appreciate them for that, but I don't want that to be a burden for them or a responsibility for them. Of course, my son, I'm hoping he'll outlive me. Mom will be gone, dad will be gone. Right. I want him to be in a place that he's comfortable and that his siblings can look after him without having that, 100% all the time care. So I want to have homes in the community for people with disabilities. I want to start out with maybe 2, one for men, one for women. I would definitely like to take it further than that, but that's what I'm really going to start working on, definitely.
Well, we're definitely in the real estate business.
Right.
I definitely know how to write a 501c3. I've done it for myself.
Okay.
We are, Andre and I are offering our services to you, because what you're talking about and what you're doing is going to make a difference in a lot of people's lives. And I just feel so blessed and honored to just be able to have this conversation. I know you watch our show, but to have you on here and to just speak to your public service and the things that you do, I'm just in awe of you. So we are here to support you. I know. I'm gonna give you your flowers right now. Right in front of 26,000. I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, because because it's amazing what you do, and you just the kindest person, the sweetest person, always pulling together, always doing public service. So I thank you. We got Chanda Felder. Thank you, Lynn, for all you do. You have a huge heart to serve others. I appreciate you. I'm not just trying to gas you up. It's more than me. It's more than me, Lynn. It's more than me that's giving you all of this love, because we really do appreciate you. I think that is it. But hey, what words do you want to leave with our audience? I always want you to leave something for our audience to think about.
I want our audience to know about hospice, and that it is a good thing to have. It is helpful. Don't be so scared of it. Get the help, get the guidance. I don't. It goes by the wayside, because a lot of people are like, no, I'm getting ready to die. I don't want that. I don't want hospice to have that face. I want it to have a face of, we're here to help. We're here to guide you. We're here to give you what you need. And, be there with you every step of the way. And it's a good service, and it's very good. And I just want everybody to just, to know that. And just, if you have a loved one that has to go on hospice, give it a try. At least, you call me. I don't care. Give it a try. I'll talk through it.
Okay. And I wanted to, Daphne, we also went to school with Daphne. She said, love this topic as I deal with my mom and dementia. So she definitely will probably be reaching out to you. She might have some questions. And yes, Daphne, we are praying. We are praying for you.
Daphne.
And Mama Harris,
Yes.
because I know her personally, so I know some of the struggles, she's going through. But we're definitely keeping you in our prayers, you and Mama Harris, Daphne, and the entire Harris family. Linda Brown, we got some more comments. They just keep coming. We can't even close out. Linda Brown. Linda says, Lynn, your ministry is a chosen one. See? You the golden child, a chosen one. Thank you for all. Oh, I missed it. Andre, can you bring that back up, please? The last one. She said where it says your ministry is a chosen one. Linda, I think her name was. Yep. Thank you for all you do from the heart and soul. And I mean, I don't even know if there's even another way to put it. Everything you do, it's from the heart and soul. So you're blessed. That's a blessing.
And that's all I want, Melissa. I don't do it for recognition. I don't do it for accolades. I just want to be blessed. I want my family to be blessed, my friends to be blessed. And I want God to continue to keep me in this way so that I could continue doing this. Because I just feel like that's what I need to do.
These comments are still pouring in. Thank you. Valerie Smith says, thank you for your service. You utilize great empathy and emotional intelligence. And I saw my BFF, Kim. I know I saw that, Andre. Kim, I know I saw his name pop up. What did Kim say? I get emotional when it comes to this. Yes, yes, yes. As our parents get older, Lynn, he's giving me the hand. It's time to stop.
Okay.
As our parents get older, these are things that we'll have to experience, maybe that they'll have to go through. So it's just wonderful to know you. It's wonderful that God has placed on your heart to be the person that you are. Again, Andre and I are here whenever you want to get that thing started.
Okay.
Just let us know, because you truly are a blessing in the community. You truly are a blessing to your family. And guess what? That impacts the world.
Yes. Yes.
And
absolutely.
you never know who's watching right now that you've made a difference to.
And I appreciate this segment, Melissa, because the word that I wanted to get out, you helped get it out. People, hey, hospice is not a bad thing. If you need it, come on board. Yeah. Thanks, Melissa.
All right. All I can do is I don't do those hearts, but this is how I feel. All right. Andre is saying, come on. Okay. I gotta close out. Lynn, mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys. And as I close out, I want you to think about this question this week. What's important to you? And what are you doing about it? what's important to you and what are you doing about it? See, the world is pulling you in so many different directions, and it's so easy to get, beside yourself, sidetrack from your goals, sidetrack from your relationship with God, sidetrack from your health, your finances, and everything that you claim to be important. We live in a world that is constantly, when I say constantly, calling us to check out the next new thing. It's constantly calling us, to it. But it's up to you to decide what's important. Then, once you decide what's important, just ground yourself in the habits and the principles of what you deem to be important. Just ground yourself in that and create habits around that. I mean, if you can't stick to it, then is it really important? I don't know. Just think about that this week. That's all I ask. And as always, we thank God for his unmerited, undeserving grace and blessings that we receive every day. And as believers, we know that Christ died, he was buried, and he rose again on the third day for our justification. And as I encourage you to all grow deeper in your faith, and I want to encourage you to grow deeper in your confidence in God, and you continue to evolve as a person in that. It's so important right now more than ever that we stand firm in that. We need people like you, believers like you, believers like me, to start standing firm. The world needs us. All right. And on behalf of myself, there's the hand again. And on behalf of myself and my hardworking husband, Andre Hill, thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Like and share this episode. It was so meaningful and so powerful. And I will see you again January 29th. Bye-bye.